Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the NSRA Sunday Select Next to Last Chance 80 Daytona Super Speedway here on Victory Lane Broadcasting. 80 laps of Super Speedway racing here in the Camping World trucks. Next to last race before we start the chase, so times the guys either get locked in or get some more points to get that top 16 to get into that chase here. It starts in 3 weeks. Back here at Daytona on the 12th of June. A 2.5 mile tri-oval here at Daytona. It's going to be under the lights here, so a nice sticky track should be good to go. Right now we're under qualifying conditions. That on up. Russ Hancock out there right now in the 343. Russ sitting 8th in points right now, pretty solidly into the top 16. Taking his warm-up lap. Getting ready to take the green flag here. Russ stay close to that yellow line, but not quite all the way on it. Keep good speed off the turn. Car come a little free off the turn. Just let it go down the backstretch. Close to that yellow line there, down the backstretch. Pull that car right back down there, about a foot or two off the yellow, like you see Russ doing it right there. This will be the first one to take a lap here, I believe. So you can go under the double yellow there for time. 52.44. Les Levy right there. The 62. You got Paul Servant in the 3. Paul is a master at qualifying here. See what Paul can do. Russ Hancock still with the fastest time, 52.44. Sean Stevens puts a 77 up there. David Overstreet with a 39 takes over the pole. But all eyes are on the 3, Paul Servant here. The man with the pole speed usually down below the yellows, coming to the start finish line. We'll see if a 3 can take it. There it is, 52.31 for Paul Servant. Holloway just crosses in the Hershey Kiss 21. He is going to start 4th fastest, it looks like. Some of that qualifying out of the way. Let's do our national anthem and the Canadian anthem and come back for some racing. There you have it. Little United States national anthem, little Canadian national anthem. We're ready to go racing here. The NSRA Sunday Select next to Last Chance 80 here from Daytona Super Speedway. On the pole tonight, Paul Servant in the 3 truck. Outside of Paul's Dana Osborne in that 8 truck. In row number 2, you have Sean Stevens in the 27, last season's champion. Outside Sean, David Overstreet in that 46. In row number 3, Isaac the Wrecking Ball Wilson, number 35. Outside Isaac is last week's winner, Les Levy in that 62. In row number 4, Daniel Holloway in the Hershey Kiss, number 21. Good to see him back out here. Outside Daniel, John Guerra in that 51. In row number 5, Russ Hancock in that 343. And you have 25, Todd Mays in 10th. In row number 6, you have Dusty Burkhart in that 69. And outside of Dusty in that 41, Donald Bennett. In row number 7, Mark Mann, the 04, our points leader thus far this season. Outside of Mark Mann in the 84, Lucky Len McNeese. And by himself, which is a common occurrence, in the number 31, maybe number 6, we'll see what his car looks like, Todd Poston. 16th in points right now, Todd is. So he's the last one qualifying right now. If the race were to end right now, he'd be the last guy in the chase. Top 16 go to the chase. We get ready to go here. Paul Servant will lead these guys to the start. 80 laps of racing, 2 fast repairs, 50% fuel, unlimited tires, 2 green-white checkers. Everyone's going to get organized. Going through 3 and 4 right now. Pace car will bring them down to the start-finish line. We go on the flag, man, not on the leader. Mark Mann, so far, you're first in points. Todd Poston, 16th in points. We'll go over points as we go through the race. Flagman has the green flag out. We're getting ready to go green. Pace car is in. Green flag is flying. Paul Servant leads them down through the tri-oval. Now towards turn 1, David Overstreet giving Dana a nice push there, but Sean Stevens right behind the 3. Paul Servant. We go into turn number 1. Side-by-side action should be that way for a little bit of time. Got 15 cars out here today. Paul Servant leading them down the backstretch, getting a nice shove from the 27 of Sean Stevens. David Overstreet trying to get Dana up there. Got Les Levy looking 3 wide, but may have just gotten a little wide there. John Guerra right behind Les Levy. Coming down off turn 4, down towards turn 1 now. Paul Servant, leader in the first lap. And our pole sitter, that 3 Oreo truck. Paul, such a stout competitor. Always near the top here on NSRA Sunday Select. Great super speedway racer. Down the backstretch towards turn number 3. See if we get some of these guys drop below the yellow and kind of go towards the back. That's been the MO of some of these guys, just to race up front for a little bit and then kind of fall towards the rear and just let the race come to them later on. Paul and Sean Stevens right there, that 3 and the 27, really got a nice lead there on the bottom line. Clear. Those 2 are clear of that top line. Sean's content to stay behind behind Paul right now in that bottom lane. One big absence today, DJ Mitzel in the 61, our second in points. Not here today. It's his wife's birthday, so we'll say happy birthday to Miss Mitzel. DJ will be back in 2 weeks' time at our next race at Talladega. Down towards the start-finish line. Still Paul Servant there. They're going to make Paul and Dana. They're going to be couple here pretty soon. Paul Servant still with that lead. Isaac Wilson getting there behind Sean Stevens. Wasn't a race or two ago. Isaac was running through everybody. Now he's sitting there steady behind Sean Stevens, helping that bottom line go. Top line's not too bad. You got 5 cars in the top line. Decently organized, all the way back to the 6/31 truck of Todd Poston. You see him there in that monster blue and yellow truck. Dana leads that top line. Then you have David Overstreet, John Guerra, Todd Mays, and Todd Poston. So the two Todds working together up top. Looks like Mark Mann, Len McNeese taking a look up top, but they're a little further back. Dana Osborne making a little bit of headway there on the top line. No side drafting really. These guys kind of keeping decent distance away from each other. Still early in this race. We're on lap number 6 right now. It's a long way to go here at Daytona. This is the NSRA Sunday Select. Next to Last Chance 80 from Daytona Super Speedway here on Victory Lane Broadcasting. Dana and Paul sitting there drag racing down the backstretch. No doubt they are content to stay side by side. No one really pushing the action there for a third line. As some people look, pull their right sides out, but they also going to be cooling their cars down a little bit. And then turn number 1 again. Crank it up a little bit for you guys. As we're back here, Paul Savant falling back a little bit. If you watch right there, you see Paul duck behind under the yellow line. He's led. He knows he can lead. He's got a fast car, and he's willing to take it back to the back of the pad. That's what he's doing. Let's go back green. Our leader right now. Fight between Dana Osborne and David Overstreet up here. Lap number 90. David and and Dana right there side by side. Daniel Holloway right there behind David Overstreet. Daniel would love to get around David right now and go side by side with his buddy Dana Osborne. Behind Holloway, you have Todd Poston. Behind him, Russ Hancock. On that bottom, you have Dana, Sean Stevens, the Wrecking Ball. You have Les Levy right there as well, and Paul Servant. Paul didn't fall that far behind. He's fifth car in line on the bottom. Still right there for Paul Servant, right in the middle of the pack. One thing you can tell, that bottom line is going to be tough to beat. Really, really tough to beat unless people get out of line. We're on lap number 11 here. About 5 laps or so away from green flag pit stops. Missing my buddy tonight, Rick Greenaway, not here tonight. We go 3 wide a little bit right there, looks like. Daniel Holloway. Looks like he's going for it. They've got Overstreet passed. Overstreet gonna drop down to the low side. Holloway and Poston gonna drop down that bottom line. Holloway all the way to the bottom side, right in front of Overstreet. Saw that. Overstreet had to back off just a little bit. Now Todd Poston all by himself. Got Russ Hancock coming. Sean Stevens, Dana Osborne, Sean Stevens, Isaac Wilson, Daniel Holloway, David Overstreet, your top 5. Todd Poston and Russ Hancock up top all by themselves trying to get up towards the front right now. Holloway and Overstreet jockeying position and diving down to that bottom line. You're on lap number 12. Mark Mann. Here comes Russ Hancock down that bottom silo. Everyone kind of getting situated for pit stops, it looks like. Couple laps away yet. Todd Poston willing to keep it up there. You know he's got room behind Overstreet right there, between Overstreet and Les Levy. I think Levy would let him in if he wanted. But if not, he's got his buddy Russ Hancock right back there. Todd's going to jump in right in front of Levy in the 62, and they're going to push the 46, David Overstreet. Everyone kind of getting single file now except for Mark Mann. Mark Mann ducks down to that bottom side. Single file racing here at Daytona. NSRA Sunday Select 80 lap race here at Super Speedway. Victory Lane Broadcasting. Your host here, Steve Herman. Taking you around these guys. An idea what we got. There's your top 15. Dana Osborne, Sean Stevens, Isaac Wilson, Daniel Holloway, David Overstreet, Todd Poston in 6th, Les Levy, Russ Hancock, Paul Servant in 9th, Mark Mann in 10th, John Guerra in 11th, Todd Mays in 12th, Dusty Burkhart in 13th, Len McNeese in 14th, Donald Bennett in 15th. And that's it. That's what you got. Here comes some pit stops. Dana and Paul going to bring it down into the pits. That's going to give the lead right there to the 27 on lap number 15. See a bunch of guys dive into the pits now. Paul and Dana getting fuel only. They're back out on the track. See if these guys come in. Sean Stevens, Isaac Wilson, Daniel Holloway. Stay out for another lap or so, it looks like. Very possible. You know, when you lead these races, you end up burning more fuel than the guys behind you. Sean Stevens was content to stay behind Paul Servant and Dana Osborne. Did it provide him two extra laps of fuel? Probably not. But it's about lap 16 is about when people start pitting. So Paul and Dana a little early. Maybe doing some strategy move there. And here you got two wide action. It looks like the guys on the bottom are coming in. The guys up top are going to stay out. Few cars on the bottom. Sean Stevens, David Overstreet, John Guerra coming in. It's only 3 cars coming in. Going to give the lead to Daniel Holloway. He's got Isaac Wilson on his outside. Todd Poston right behind him. Lap number 17 right now. See if Isaac's going to drop down. I think these guys are all coming down to the pits this time. Give everyone an idea of where everyone's out. You see Holloway coming into 3. Paul Servant, Dana Osborne right at the start-finish line. See if Holloway leads a bunch of these guys down. Here we go. Down pit road. Everyone else is coming. Holloway, Poston, Mann, Hancock, Bennett, Wilson, Mays, McNeese, Levy, Burkhart coming down pit road. They're all going to come in and get some fuel. And this is who they're chasing. Sean Stevens, the first car out of the pits, going into 3. Paul Servant and Dana Osborne just hooked up and flying right by him. Stevens needs Guerra right there to get right behind him. Hook on to that 3 and that 8. David Overstreet losing serious track position with his pit stop and his exit off of pit road. You'll see Sean, Dana, and Paul. Here comes the other group that were just in the pits. Paul and Dana should clear them with ease. They're going to pass Holloway and Poston right there. Those guys are the first 2 off pit road from that last group. Sean Stevens, John Guerra are going to pass them with ease as well. You're on lap number 18. David Overstreet's going to get lucky and catch the end of that pack. So he'll be back in the lead group, and everyone should get bunched up again here. Big trains, everyone get locked up. Those top 4 back together. Won't be long before Holloway and Poston are there. Paul, a little slip there. Went below the yellow, but Dana lets him get back up there. Mark Mann, there's Holloway, Poston, Mark Mann, Isaac Wilson. Your front 8, nose to tail now. All caught up after green flag pit stops here on lap number 19. Not be surprised to see a race like this go full green. Good drivers here. Race Super Speedway. We've been racing together now. This is our 12th or 13th race of the season. Todd Mays coming up there, getting behind Isaac Wilson. This is the top 9 cars, nose to tail. After Todd, you got Les Levy. Les is not that far behind. He's got a group of 6. You see Les, Dusty Burkhart, Russ Hancock, Donald Bennett, Len McNeese, and David Overstreet. Guys are a little less than a second and a half behind Todd Mays. There you go. Mark Mann, Todd Mays looking high. Mark just wants to go to the back of this train. Actually fall a little further behind. Probably catch up that second group. Les will probably hook into his draft a little bit and get everyone up there towards the front. Todd Mays looking high again. Isaac Wilson going to go high too. Sean Stevens looking high. Sean needs a little help. Going to get it, and 35 is coming. Dana Osborne right behind Paul Servant, where he's been since this pit stops. were completed, but here comes the 27 on the outside. Got a good push from a 35. Good momentum there by Sean Stevens as he gets closer and closer to that front group. Got David Overstreet now coming on that top line. He'll be up there with Todd Mays, Isaac Wilson, Sean Stevens before you know it. Down the front stretch to turn one they go. Sean Stevens side by side with Paul Servant for that number 1 position. Paul was on the pole tonight. Ooh, a little sideways there. Dana gave him a heck of a shove and just got that back end loose. Sean getting a hell of a push there from the 35. Just can't quite clear Paul. We've seen that all race, that bottom line, pretty stout. As long as you got someone pushing you, it's really hard to get around you. Paul Servant, Dana Osborne on the bottom side, Sean Stevens, Isaac Wilson up top. And towards turn 1 they go. Take the shot from Paul Servant. You get in front of his car, you see the action. There's only 3 cars in that top line. Stevens, Wilson, and Mays. Probably like a little more up there, but look at Sean, that momentum he's got right there. Him and Isaac really hooked up pretty good there. Start finish line. We're lap 24 right now. 56 laps remaining. See what Paul and Dana do. They last pitted on lap 14. So they'd be 4 laps away if they were to keep the same pit strategy. Sean with a great push from the 35. Can he get down there? He can. Great shove there by the 35. First one we've seen do that tonight. Took 24 laps to get that top line. Someone out into the lead. All over the 27 now, pushing him along. Here comes Isaac Wilson. Isaac's going to fall back a little bit. That top line, after Sean went down, just lost too much momentum. Gonna need Todd Mays to really come give him a shot. Sean's got one of the best pushers in the business right there. That 3 truck right behind him. Kind of surprised we don't see Dana. I'm surprised we don't see Dana kind of slide up there in that second lane, but he may be closer to pit stops for him and that 3 truck than we think. Lap number 26 right now, being led right now by Sean Stevens, last season champion here in the NSRA Sunday Select. Top line, Isaac Wilson comes down, leaves Todd Mays all by himself. Todd Mays is going to have to find some help. Get down to that bottom lane. I think John Guerra might come up that top line for a little bit of action on the lap number 27 here, NSRA Sunday Select. Appreciate you guys tuning in and watching tonight. You know you have options. There's a NASCAR All-Star race, even though the setup of that is confusing and I don't think the drivers even know how it's supposed to go. Now there's hockey on, you got basketball on, all kinds of things on, but you're watching us, so we appreciate it. We're watching Sean Stevens right now lead this race here on lap number 27 at the NSRA Sunday Select Next to Last Chance 80 from Daytona Super Speedway. Paul just willing to stay right behind the 27, conserve his fuel. Count off of 2 they come. See if Paul and Dana come in this time. This would be about the same time, if 14 laps between stops. I don't know if they'll come this time or not. We'll see. Oh, they're going to stay out for right now. They came in on lap 14. Everyone else came in 16 and 17. So 14 was pretty early. They're going to want to try to stretch it as long as they can, so they don't get too far away from everyone else. Here comes Daniel Holloway and Mark Mann up the high side. Todd Poston trying to get in their back bumper to help them out, get towards the lead. If Paul and Dana slide in, that 27 is going to have no help behind him, and he'll fall like a rock. Off 3 and 4, here comes Sean Stevens. We'll see if that 3 and that 8 come down pit road. Nope, they're going to stay out. And Daniel Holloway with some great momentum, getting a heck of a push from that 0-4 of Mark Mann. Holloway is going to lead that lap. Now we're on to lap 30. So 50 laps remaining already. This race is flying right now. 30 laps in, 30 laps racing. Holloway still getting that good shove, almost too good a shove. You see Mark Mann getting him all kinds of loose. This will be about time for the 3 and the 8 to come in at least. This will be 16 laps for them on green, in green flag conditions with their tires and fuel, and here they come. That's going to give Holloway a clear advantage there. He should be able to slide in front of that 27. Mark Mann as well. Todd Poston probably can too. All 3 of them can. There they go. That leaves Russ Hancock up top all by himself. Donald Bennett and Todd Mays, those 3 in a line on the top. See who decides to come in next, or if these guys try to stretch it another lap or 2. John Guerra, Dana Osborne, Paul Servant deciding to go in last lap. No takers this time by, so at least one more lap before some of these cars come in. Russ Hancock trying to gain some positions. That was Donald Bennett. And that 25 of Todd Mays going down in turn number 1. And most of these guys pit on lap 17. So they are 15 laps in. They got at least, if they want another lap, maybe 2 in their gas tank if they want to stretch it. We shall see though. 3 cars that already pitted, Dana, Paul, and John. They are 38 seconds back. See if anyone comes down. You have the 27, Sean Stevens, all by himself coming down. And again, he was leading. Takes the most fuel out. He probably couldn't make another lap around these other guys. They were all behind other cars. I'd venture to say they're all coming down this time. On lap 33. Daniel Holloway will probably lead these guys down into pit road. We'll see who can make up some time between turn 4 and the pit road line. Oh, here a lot of guys staying out. Holloway. Down into turn number 1, still staying out. Off of turn 2 they come. Holloway, Man, Poston, Hancock, Wilson, your top 5. David Overstreet out of the pits. Sean Stevens out of the pits. Really come down this time. This would be 17 laps for these guys. Here they come. Mark Mann with great entry into pit road. Make up at least a position there as these guys come down. Everyone gets situated in their pit box. They'll all be chasing this guy. David Overstreet right there, that 46. Here comes Sean Stevens to meet him. Then you're going to have that group of 3 that pitted a few laps ago. Paul Servant, Dana Osborne, and John Guerra with the momentum. They'll go around them, but David Overstreet, Sean Stevens should be hooked up on the back end of those guys. Question will be where they hook up. Tail end of that other group. Donald Bennett's the back marker for that group. Go back to Paul, back to Dana. Here comes Dana, Paul, and John Guerra. They are coming. You'll caught those 3: Dusty Burkhart, Todd Mays, and Donald Bennett. They're going to go around those 3. They have to settle behind them or get racy. They're going to end up at about 8th place, a second and a half now, back behind Les Levy. Although Les Levy's coming to them, they have lost the draft of that lead group. Lead group now being led by the 343 of Russ Hancock. Mark Mann in 2nd, Todd Poston in 3rd, Daniel Holloway in 4th. Slicing and dicing here in the back with David Overstreet, John Guerra. John lost some time there. What happened with the 51? Oh, he just got hung out to dry on that top side. Everyone just kind of went around him. Russ Hancock out to the outside. Mark Mann takes the lead. Todd Poston right behind him along with Daniel Holloway and Isaac Wilson. Nose to tail there. Off of 3 and into 4. Here they come down to the start finish line. And towards halfway now. Here at the NSRA Sunday Select, next to last chance 80 from Daytona. Mark Mann has seen enough. He'll go to the back now. He'll go below the yellow. Let Todd Poston have the lead. He'll slide as far back as he needs to. Paul Servant lets him in. And he'll settle in at 11th. Right now, Russ Hancock on that top line does have the lead. Great push by Les Levy. He's going to get out in front of the 6 truck. That momentum caused when the 04 marked man decided to go below the yellow. It looks like 6 and 21. A little bit of a gap there too. That doesn't help the momentum on the bottom side. Now Les Levy trying to get the lead away from Russ Hancock. In the turn number 3, Russ still leads him. Les Levy, though, coming on that top side. Todd Mays trying to help him out. Getting there towards Donald Bennett coming up. Sean Stevens in that 27. Top 8 are pretty much 2 double file. Side by side, nose to tail. Good clean racing here. We're right at halfway too. Les Levy can't quite clear Russ Hancock. Now he does, and he slides on down. So the winner last week, Les Levy, out in front in first place right now. We have been all green flag here, all 40 laps. That bottom line, Todd May is going to have to go down. Can't hesitate like that. You just got to go. And he gets there, and now Todd Mays is your leader. Saw Daniel Holloway move up to that second line. That's probably going to help a little bit. Get that top line a little more momentum. As Donald Bennett, now 41, going for the lead, getting pushed by the 27. See Donald Bennett coming off the corner around Todd Mays. He's going to clear him. He's got to slide down. He's got to hurry. Almost looking 2 for 1 right there. Sean Stevens slides in 2 right in front of the 25. Donald Bennett, your leader, in that 41. Todd Mays slid back up on the high side. Les Levy, no one's with him though. David Overstreet, a couple car lengths behind. He'll fall a little bit, but here comes Overstreet now in that 46. Donald Bennett in the lead. Mr. Buffalo Bill, Josh Allen himself. Donald Bennett. Got Sean Stevens behind him. Sean's just going to stay behind him, save his fuel. These guys have about 8 laps on their tires and their fuel right now. So they still have about 9 laps to go before we go under the pit stop cycle again. Paul Servant, Dana Osborne, they're about 4 laps away, I would think, from pit stops. As they're coming on the outside, that 3 and the 8, you see them there. Right now they're chasing, trying to get out in front of 41, Donald Bennett. Got help from his buddy Sean Stevens in the 27. You see the 21, Daniel Holloway trying to get clear of Les Levy. He may slide up. Let's see what he does, or will he stay down there and be content to run in 3rd place right now? He's just going to sit there. Lap number 43 here, NSRA Sunday Select on Victory Lane Broadcasting here on Sunday night. Thanks for joining us. Donald Bennett now leading this race. Les Levy trying to make some hay on the outside with Todd Mays. Can't quite make it work. Sean Stevens and Daniel Holloway keeping Donald up front in that 41 truck. Donald would say wreckers or checkers. Here we go. He wants to win. Love to get a win. Right now sitting 7th in points. Him and Holloway, the 21, the top 2 guys without a victory so far this season. At 25, Todd Mays, also top 10 in points, no victories. So you know he'd love to get in victory lane. Down the backstretch we go. Down Start finish line. There you go. Donald Bennett right there. Still leading this race. Lap 45. Watch that 3. Watch that 8. See him right there. Sitting back in 11th and 12th. John Guerra came down with him last time too on lap 30, so it's 15 laps since they last came in. We'll see what Paul Servant and Dana Osborne do as we come off of 4. They're gonna stay out, and the way they're not charging forward tells me they're trying to save some gas right now, and they're gonna try to stay out probably a couple more laps. Those leaders came in on lap 34. They still have about 5 laps of fuel in their tank. And the 3 truck was your pole setter today. Now there's that 51 behind Dana Osborne. Those guys all came in. Those 3, the 8, the 51, all came in together 16 laps ago. See if they all go in again together. Not yet. They're going to stay. Got Dusty Burkhart right there in the 69. David Overstreet in the 46. Mark Mann working his way back up towards the front in that 04. But up front, it's still Donald Bennett in that 41. Sean Stevens pushing him around. Les Levy, Todd Mays up top. Here comes that 04 Mark Mann to help that top line. Down the backstretch. Everyone's showing good patience tonight. Lap 47. We're going to see right now the 3 and the 8. Are they coming down this time? They are. 3, 8, and a 51. All going to come out. Come back down. Lap 47. So they got 17 laps that time. Ooh, Paul slide right in front of that 51. Lap 48 now for these guys. They have 14 laps on their since their last pit stop, so they still have a couple more laps. Les Levy with a great shove there by Todd Mays. He's going to get out in front of Donald Bennett. Todd Mays now looking for a little help from that 04. Got good momentum. Mark is really giving Todd a nice shove there. No more takers for pits. These guys are going to stay out. Todd Mays gets the lead. Now Mark Mann needs to get up there. Here comes Russ Hancock in that 343 to help out. Len McNeese, Todd posted up there as well. Probably still got a couple laps, so they got to come down pit road. Paul and Dana and John Guerra off pit road. John 2.6 seconds back of Dana, had a little trouble there. He took some tires where Paul and Dana did not. He should fall well off the pace with that one. He's lost the draft to the 3 and the 8. Lap 49, Sean Stevens, David Overstreet dropping down into pit road. Lap number 50. It's been 16 laps since these guys pitted. They can go one more if they want. They're just kind of content to run. Sean Stevens, David Overstreet, they're out of the pits. Back to rejoin the field here in turn number 1. We'll see who comes down pit road this time. Todd Mays, your leader. Les Levy right behind him. Todd Mays coming down pit road all by himself. Oh, hate to see that happen. See if he can come out within the group. Maybe catch that Sean Stevens, David Overstreet group. Mark Mann down into the lead, and that's 0-4. Our points leader thus far, Mark Mann, 1 victory so far this season, looking for number 2. See everyone trying to slide down. I think the rest of the pits are coming this time. Everyone just trying to jockey for position. Len McNeese needs to slide down probably. Isaac Wilson too. We'll see what happens here. Here comes the group from Len McNeese, Isaac Wilson. They're going to stay out. Last pit on lap 34, so this is the 18th lap they're taking. Try to stretch it one more lap. They have slowed down to conserve fuel. They're down top speed 173. The guys that have come into the pits and are already out there going 182, so Len and Isaac doing a little pit strategy here, stretching it an extra lap. They just got to stay right next to each other, side by side. Definitely gonna have to come in this time. Isaac ducks down. Len ducks down. They come into the pits. Isaac, great pickup right there coming into the pits. Here comes everyone else. Paul Servant, Dana Osborne, Sean Stevens, David Overstreet. Those guys fly by that group that just came down. Les Levy back here a little over a second and a half behind David Overstreet. And then you got the group behind him. You got the Donald Bennett's, Todd Mays, Daniel Holloway, Russ Hancock, Dusty Burkhart, Todd Poston a little further back. He and Dusty Burkhart. Todd got some tires, so did John, but Todd's got help right there. Les and Mark Mann are catching up to these guys. Here comes Isaac. Here comes Len. Those guys need to hook into this group as quick as they can. Let's see if Isaac's able to do it. He needs to get behind Todd if he can. I feel like he may miss out on catching that draft. See Les Levy and Mark Mann catching up with that lead group of 4. You have Paul Servant, Dana Osborne, Sean Stevens, David Overstreet, Les Levy, Mark Mann. That's your top 6. 2 seconds back of them. Donald Bennett, Todd Mays, Daniel Holloway, Russ Hancock, Dusty Burkhart, Todd Poston. And 3 seconds back of that, Isaac Wilson. And Len McNeese a few seconds behind that. So these guys have lost the draft. And they are in desperate need of a caution. And this group of 6 needs to play together so they can get up towards the front. They're catching them quickly. Less than a second behind Mark Mann. And they've caught him. Some good momentum. Todd Mays is going to stay up on the high side. Todd Mays, Daniel Holloway going to stay up on the high side, try to make some moves, go up towards the front. They pass around Les Levy. Now they're going up side by side with David Overstreet up to Sean Stevens. Guys have made a heck of a move all the way towards the front. Now they're side by side with Dana Osborne and Paul Servant. Todd Mays looking for that lead. One more pit stop for everybody. Paul Servant and Dana Osborne about 4 laps earlier they need to pit than these other guys. Pit strategy they've employed here tonight. Side by side, 6 cars deep. Paul Servant, our pole sitter, up front. Todd Mays on the outside leading that group. Holloway pushing Todd Mays as hard as he can. With 24 laps remaining. Down the backstretch they go. Still Paul Servant. Second line needs to get a little better organized. The 343 needs to get up there with that 21 if he can. Crank it up here for a lap or so. Back here, 22 laps to go. Paul Servant and Dana Osborne showing the way. Todd Mays and Daniel Holloway trying to make something work on the high side. Just can't quite clear that 3 truck. "21 laps to go. 47 lap. On the 47th lap is when Dana and Paul last hit. They have enough fuel for a good number of laps still. The top line really got disorganized there. Just lost a lot of momentum. Everyone's kind of spreading out a little bit. Now the accordion back together. Here they come, that 21. Pushing that 25. Could very well have been they just decided to back off and cool their cars down a little bit. Making another charge now. Todd Mays in that camouflage number 25 with help from the Hershey Kiss number 21, Daniel Holloway. Todd staying a little high. Daniel moving down to the inside. Gonna keep Todd Mays in that 3rd line. Holloway's gonna slide down. So is the 343. Not the 25 is just said, hey, we'll just come back to fight another day. He's gonna slide on back. Get behind Todd Poston. Stay in the back of the pack, he will. As they get ready to put John Guerra a lap down. Pit stop problem. Or pit stop difference from the guys that came in with the 3 and the 8 just lost the draft and just Lost time so quickly here. We've gone all green flag racing. No cautions tonight here in the NSRA Sunday Select here from Daytona International Super Speedway here on Victory Lane Broadcasting. Steve Herman, your host right here, talking. Trying to make sense of this race for you guys. 18 laps to go. Hey, all these guys need one more pit stop for fuel. All single file. Top two, the 3 and the 8 truck. They came in 4 laps prior to pretty much everyone else. Sean Stevens, that 27, came in 2 laps after them, but everyone else on lap 51. So they just need to decide when they're going to come in and pit. Get about 17 laps on a full tank of gas. Here comes the 3. Here comes the 8. Guys are going to take it to the limit. It's going to give the lead to Sean Stevens. He's getting pushed right now by the 21 of Daniel Holloway. There are 2 green-white checkers, so if we have a green-white check, if we get a caution, the 3 and the 8, and we have to go extra laps, they could be in trouble, have to pit again. But the way this race is gone, no cautions, might not need that. They would be right on the edge, right at the number to make it all the way around. Sean Stevens leading Daniel Holloway, Russ Hancock, and David Overstreet. Sean came in 2 laps after Dana and Paul last time. Let's see if he repeats that this time. 16 laps to go. Paul Servant and Dana Osborne going to get some help because they have a couple cars that were significantly further down the board with pit stop issues. Len McNeese and Isaac Wilson. It looks like Paul and Dana will be able to catch those guys. That'll help them speed-wise. Here comes Sean Stevens off of 4. Let's see if he comes down the pits. Here they come. Here comes almost everybody. Going to give the lead to Dusty Burkhart as he will stay out. He'll be the only one to stay out. That's going to cost him severely. $15 laps to go. Everyone coming in. The only guy that hasn't come in thus far, Dusty Burkhart. And you have Isaac Wilson, Len McNeese. They came in. No, they haven't come in. They'll have to come in eventually. But right now, your leader right there, that's 69, Dusty Burkhart. He'll come in this time by, I'd imagine. Can't lose that much time, and here he comes. They're all chasing. Here's your leader right now, the 27 off of pit road, Sean Stevens. Mark Mann. You have the 21, Daniel Holloway and Todd Poston. And here comes this group right here, the 3, the 8. They are coming. They have all the momentum. They're up to full speed. Let's see if they can catch that lead pack. They should. They will. Dana looking a little high there. Might be cooling his truck off a little bit after some heavy duty pushing, and they've caught that top group right there. Dusty Burkhart just getting back on the track. He's going to lose a ton of time, and Todd Poston, he's disappeared. And he's reappeared. Connection problems right there. 4 to 6 of these slides up and lets Dana and Paul go. There won't be impediment to them in case he blinks out again. They've all caught the 27, 04, and 21. Been your 5 fastest cars tonight. Todd Mays with some issues on pit road, slid back to 11th position. He is now 5.5 seconds back and falling fast. Shouldn't be too long for the rest of this group. Pat hooks up with them. Russ Hancock, Donald Bennett. Those guys will get up here. Len McNeese is in 7th position. He'll have to pit though. He last pit on lap 52. Because he's on, this should be his last lap before he's got to go in. "13 laps to go." Here comes Len McNeese into the pits. Everyone should be good to go. Fuel-wise for this race, Donald Bennett, Russ Hancock. Those guys have all caught up this lead group. 9 cars here in this lead group, fighting for the victory. Who's going to make it happen? Will it be Paul Servant? He's been on the pole. He's led a ton of laps tonight, but so has the 27. Started in 3rd position. Led a lot of laps as well. Sean Stevens, he's won the championship last season. Possibly the points leader, the 0-4 Mark Mann. Last week he was dogged with COVID. This week he is back and ready to win again. Get 2 wins, get locked into the chase, and solidify his top points position. Or Daniel Holloway in that 21. 2-time series champion, has not won yet this season. Would love to get a victory. Gotten snake bitten a couple times. Would like to end that tonight and get a victory. As we have 11 laps to go here, NSRA Sunday Select, next to last chance 80 from Daytona on Victory Lane Broadcasting. These front 5, 6 are all single file. They know they got about 7, 8, 9 laps until they got to go. That high side was attempting. No organization though. I think they're going to slide back down. All except for 62 Les Levy. Les always likes to be a little different. 10 laps to go. All green flag tonight here at NSRA. Excellent racing here. Here we go. 2 side by side. Todd Post and Russ Hancock gonna try it. See if they can't get up there. Yeah, Post and Hancock, Bennett, Isaac Wilson, who's a lap down, gonna help him as well. So a train of 4 as they're making moves up towards the front. Holloway gonna slide up in front of Poston, and that's gonna create a gap behind Mark Mann and give that top line some good momentum. But Paul Servant closes that hole in a hurry with Dana Osborne. 9 laps to go. Holloway side by side with the leader, Sean Stevens, in that 27. Todd Poston giving him a shove, trying to get him out there towards the lead. He's got momentum right now, but I don't know if he's going to clear the 27. He won't. Paul Servant backing off a little bit from Mark Mann. That might slow that bottom groove a little bit. Comes Todd pushing that 21. John Stevens going to lead that lap by 0.02 of a second. 8 laps to go here. Side by side, the first 4 rows. Got a lap car, Len McNeese coming. He'll slide in out of the way. He'll stay up high, it looks like. Daniel Holloway down the backstretch. They're all past that 84. Lucky Len McNeese, a lap down. Nothing given. That 27, that 04 are super strong there on the bottom side. Everyone biding their time. 8 laps to go. Still plenty of racing. Plenty of laps to go. All the way almost clear of a 27. The 27 comes right back off the tri-oval to get side by side with Holloway. Isaac Wilson abandons that top line, goes down to the bottom side behind Dana Osborne. Here comes number 41, Donald Bennett up there. Along with the 84, Len McNeese has settled into that top lane. Les Levy now behind everybody. Just hide, just staying behind there. Seeing what's going to happen. We got 7 laps. 6 laps to go. Les is thinking, well, when all those guys wreck, I'll be in perfect position to go right through the hole, take the victory for 2 in a row. Les won last week. Love to make it 2 in a row. He's 4th in points right now. Holloway and Sean Stevens side by side have been racing this whole time. Holloway almost clear of the 27, just can't make it happen. Quite frankly, if you're Holloway, I don't know if you want to get in front of a 27 yet. Maybe in a couple laps you do, but not right now. Poston trying to side draft a little. So is the 343 of Russ Hancock. We'll have 5 laps to go. Good momentum here off of turn 2 for the 21. But again, I don't think he wants to get in front of the 27 quite yet. He's clear now if he wants it. Does he want it? Nope, he doesn't. He'll stay up there in the second line. If this was 2 to go or the white flag lap, he would have taken it. But I think it's just too early so far. Coming down off of turn 4. 4 laps to go now. Sean Stevens, Daniel Holloway, Mark Mann, Todd Poston, Paul Servant, and Russ Hancock, your top 6. Dana's got shuffled back a little bit. There you see Paul Servant shuffling back a little bit. And that's going to give Holloway all the room he needs if he wants it now. Todd Poston trying to push him down there. Holloway takes it now, 4 to go. That puts Todd Poston in a good position. I don't know what happened to Mark Mann. Go back real quick, see what happened. Mark Mann right here on the bottom. Oh, he blinked out. Mark just blinked out there. Back up here towards the front, Holloway leading. Todd Poston up there on the top side. Sean Stevens right there with Holloway. 3 to go. Down the backstretch they go. Todd Poston trying for a shove from the 343. Russ doesn't have a win yet this year. That is Todd Poston. Would love to get a win. So would Daniel Holloway, 2-time series champion, back-to-back champion at one point. Needs a victory to solidify his position in the top 16. 2 laps to go. Getting closer and closer to the white flag. The 27 and the 6 come together. Side drafting there. As the action gets hot and heated right now. Close to the end. Ooh, contact almost between Paul Servant and Russ Hancock. Side draft action there. Paul looking for somewhere to go. Nowhere to go for that 3 though right now. They are nose to tail. Holloway getting shoved by the 27, who's getting shoved by the 3. As we come around to turn number 3. Donald Bennett now right there, right behind Russ Hancock in that 343, who continues to side draft. And here comes Todd Poston side drafting with the 21. As we get ready to collect the white flag, final lap here. Daniel Holloway, your leader right now. Todd Poston right there. Donald Bennett going 3 wide. Can't make it work. Todd Poston's still there. There's nowhere to go for Todd. He has no momentum. He needs Russ Hancock just to give him a heck of a shove. Oh, there's contact. It's going to be a race between the 21 and the 27. Russ Hancock has momentum. What's going to happen here between these two? Holloway, Sean Stevens. Stevens looking high. Holloway blocking. I don't know who's got momentum. The 27 seems like it a little bit. Holloway going to give it. Oh, man. Down to the start-finish line they go. Daniel Holloway will take it. Sean Stevens in second. Les Levy in third. Donald Bennett in fourth. Russ Hancock in fifth. What a finish. Half the field wrecks on turn 2. You have the 21 taking the checker flag over the 27 right there. Daniel Holloway with the win. What a race. All green flag racing tonight. Daniel Holloway going to light it up, burn it up. We'll get these top 3 guys into the booth and give them an interview. We'll be right back. We're back here with the top 3 finishers here at the NSRA Sunday Select Next to Last Chance 80. Your winner tonight in the 21. It's been a long time since he's been in victory lane here at NSRA. Daniel Holloway. Dan, talk about the race tonight.
Just a good, clean race all the way up to the end. Not sure what happened to the field. I was just playing mirror for the last 2 laps, and feels good to be back in that winner's circle here. That's 2 for the season. Good start for the playoffs.
No doubt, man. Hey, let me ask you, Dan. I mean, that last lap, did you think the 27 had you, or?
If he did, he did. But I was trying to pitch him to slow the momentum down, and it kind of worked. And then I went back down, and he was getting on my side. But that's one hard battle just between us two, and glad it ended like that without wrecking.
No doubt. I mean, there was no one behind you, so that was the benefit that you had. Otherwise, I think you may have been hung out to dry. I just wonder. But good race tonight. All green flag. I mean, you said the racing was pretty clean. I mean, any pit strategy that you had going?
Just hit your marks and keep it clean and stay with the pack. So it was. I have plenty of fuel. I still have another half a gallon left. So just in case for a green-white checker at the end here if it happened, but it didn't. Just want to thank the Hershey Kisses on here in the Candy Shack car. Good start. Here we go with the playoffs. Let's see if I can go 4-time.
Yeah, sounds good, Daniel. Good job, man. Congratulations on the victory. We'll go down to second place. Sean, you led a lot of laps today. That's got to be disheartening, but at least you didn't get caught up on that last lap crash. I mean, talk about the race night for your car.
Oh yeah, we started third there and just hitting my pit stops and racing with everybody. Good clean race, and then that last lap, I just seen Todd get sideways and the whole field got caught up. So I laid off with Daniel for a little bit and then stepped on it and I did it too early. I should have waited a little bit more.
Yeah, it was close between you and Daniel. I saw him slide up high, kind of block your momentum, and then it was just a drag race, and he had the low line, which helped him win. I mean, getting closer to the playoffs. I mean, last season you were a champion. You were the champion for the Sunday Select Series. No wins yet this season. Maybe next race, get that 27 in victory lane. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'll get there sooner or later.
That sounds good. Anyone that you want to thank or give a shout out to tonight?
Thanks for you for up in the booth. NSRA admins, and everybody watching, and then plus my wife.
Sounds good. Congratulations on the second place tonight, Sean.
Thank you.
In third, last week's winner. This week, third, Les. Talk about that last lap. I mean, I saw you hanging back. Was that? I mean, it looked like you were doing it on purpose. You were waiting for what to happen, and take over. Is that what the plan was?
Yeah, exactly, Stephen. There were too many cars there to advance a position, and more likely those things happen at the end, like it did. And I figured, you know what? We'll let them go kill each other, and we'll ride it out and go for a top 5.
I really thought I saw Russ clear the pack in third, and I really thought he was in a third. But then I said, you just had that momentum and that speed coming through. So to get that third place finish, that's pretty good. I mean, especially after winning last week, it's good for points as we get closer to the playoffs. Get some good momentum, right?
Yeah, absolutely. DJ's on a provisional. Dana had a tough night. Mark dropped out with a car blew up or technical failure. So should be a good points night. It's good to see Danny win. He once in a while gets lucky. It's okay. But it was a good race.
Good deal. Yeah, all green flag racing. I mean, talk about that. I mean, does that change anything the way you drive, or I mean, does it matter if it's all green or if you got 5 or 6 cautions?
No, I think people are being smart. That second middle lane was moving around. I don't think we ever got 3 wide the whole night. I mean, a little bit of a disappointment there, but I'd rather have guys be smart and realize we're moving around too much than try to shove it up there and take out the field. So smart driving on everybody's part.
Good deal, man. Well, anyone that you want to give a shout out to or thank tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen, you up in the booth, man. You continue to improve at that. I think Fox Broadcasting's calling your name soon. Got to thank DJ and Todd, all the guys that run NSRA, and all the other drivers and teammates. And, of course, got to thank the Ricky Bobby Foundation for People Challenge to Go Fast.
Sounds good, Les. We'll see you in a couple of weeks at Talladega.
Yeah, 10-4. Be down at Indianapolis next week. So we'll take the week off, go down and watch some real racing, and pick you guys up in 2.
Sounds good.
Be good, buddy.
Well, there you have it. Daniel Holloway, your winner tonight. His second win of the season. I was saying throughout the race he hasn't won yet this season. I'm wrong. He's won once. This is his second win. Locks him in. He was 6th in points. He'll definitely move up after tonight. The same guys up front, it seems like. The Holloways, the Stevens, the Les Levy's been up front all season as well. Paul Servant, he got turned to that incident. He's been up front all week. Seems like he's on the pole every week. Overstreet's always challenging for the win. Todd Mays, our rookie, he's always up there. Dusty Burkhardt, Dana Osborne had a little bit of an off night with that incident. Mark Mann was up front until he had some computer problems. So all the same guys up front challenging for the win. It's anyone's game. Every Sunday night we race here at NSRA, and when these playoffs start, it's going to be intense. 3 laps to crown a champion from the top 16. We are off next week. It is Memorial Day weekend. Go enjoy the Indy 500. Enjoy, or don't enjoy, the Coke 600, the longest and sometimes most boring race in NASCAR. Have fun with your family. Grill out. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We're going to race at Talladega, 75 laps. The last chance race, last time to get in the top 16 here in points, get into that chase and challenge for a championship this 8th season of the NSRA Sunday Select Super Speedway season. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. You guys have a good night, have a good week, have a great Memorial Day weekend. We'll see you in 2 weeks.